like that. And we got that. And I'm just going to use this as my table real quick. And I'm just going to take a small piece of just a rolling thing here, and I'm going to roll out a flat, sort of flat thing here. And this is the thing that I do to make what I call the croissant handle. The croissant handle. So all it is basically is a flat thing of clay here, pretty flat. I use a piece of paper to keep it from sticking to the wheel, and just rolling it with a tool. I have a million rolling pins downstairs, but what I'm going to take and just cut a sort of like a generous triangle out of this clay. This way, this way, and this way. And basically what I have is here is a handle that's going to go on top of this pot right over here. And I'll show you how we do it. Alrighty, now I've got a little water, and I'm going to slip score this spot right here on the very top where I'm going to put the top knot handle. Get it nice and gooey. And some of these handles, what I like to do is make a really tiny small bit of clay here. Just a dot of clay. A little dot of clay. And I wet the dot and I slip score it till it gets sort of mushy. And then I apply the mushy dot to where it's going to go on the pot. Right there like that. Then I come back and I make this pretty gooey, because this is going to be the thing that's going to accept the handle. And we're going to have this handle ready here in about 2 seconds here. So. Alrighty, so here's the croissant handle. All we do is take this square and we're going to roll it up like a croissant. Pretty simple, huh? Needle tool. We're going to wet the bottom of this right where we're going to put it on the piece. Slip score. Excuse me. And now we're just going to take this and firmly press this down onto the piece. Just right there. And what's happened is we've got the piece now sort of on that little button in the bottom, and we're going to just work the whole thing together just slightly to make sure the joinery is real good here, and that little spot goes away. And we're joining these two pieces together just lightly. Okay, so we now have this croissant handle on the pot. Give it a little lift here, make it look a little deco here, like flying. Okay, and now we're going to set this puppy aside right here, and now we're going to come back with the main piece right here. This is the flat part of the jar, and we're going to set this here on our Griffin grip, and that's looking very nice. We're going to take this now and turn the whole operation over, and we're going to trim this pot. I'm going to use pretty much the same trimming tool. And we're going to create a straight down, sort of like a straight side here in this pot, coming down to the weight in the bottom. Just get the pot going. This is going to have a pretty small base here. I'm going to take my handmade trimming tool here. This is made out of strapping. I guess we'll have to do a thing on tools one of these days. I'm going to true up the bottom here, and then I'm going to continue taking weight out of this piece. What I do on these are actually, I'm trimming this to a point where I'm going to it'll probably have like a double hemisphere. And what we're trying to do is get this end point here to just go at an angle. But I'm going to pop up, hold it down. I'm just working this piece up to the bottom, to the top. I'm just going here with a little angle. Trimming this up to the top. We're going to try to define this corner right here. And as you can see, you can start to see this, I think, in the mirror on the side. We're going to get a sharp edge right here. And since we're on the Griffin grip, you can see that we're working this piece down to like a point so that the top hemisphere and the bottom hemisphere look like they're separate. But we all know that it's one piece. So we're just going to trim this down and create that fine line right there, and then try to bring this all up into the base of the piece here, and just make sure we hit that line pretty hard there. All right, now what we've got is we've got the basic form done. It now looks like two hemispheres. So we have like a bottom hemisphere here to a point right there, and then a rounded top. And then on these, what we'll do is we have to make a glaze catcher at the bottom, so we're going to just come in a little bit on the bottom here and trim a little bit of this excess clay out of this weight, the weight out of this near the top. And this little line here has become our glaze catcher right there. Alrighty, now we're going to finish that up into that sharp edge right there. And now what we're going to do is just put a slight foot into this piece by carving the bottom out. Easy does it here. Okay, we got the bottom set. The most important part now, since this is all pretty much leather hard, is signing your name. My little mark, the date, 2010, and Maggie, North Carolina, USA. Alrighty, so now we've got this trimmed and signed. As you can plainly see, got a nice finishing edge right here to make the double hemisphere. I'm going to set this pot down right here. We're going to come back with the lid form that I've finished, the croissant lid. And I'm going to clean up some of this little bit of shruggies here and sort of keep the lines pointy right there. And what we got now is the finished piece. Here it is. Formed lid, pull, and everything. A covered jar for jewelry. Lowrider. Pit of the Potter in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. See you on the next one.